This is Bobby Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're here at the New York Hard Assets Investment Conference in Times Square. I'm here with Pamela Aden of the Aden Forecast, also known as the Aden Research, at www.adenforecast.com. Pamela, I'd really like to welcome you to SNNLive.
Oh, thank you. Nice having you. I appreciate it.
You know, you're a feature speaker at all these conferences, at Hard Assets. You spoke to a packed crowd. What did you talk about this morning?
Well, talking about the uncertainty and how investors do feel very nervous today. In fact, this year even more so than the last few years. In fact, the intensity of nervousness today is equal to 2008 when, as you'll remember, that was the financial crisis. And so this is where it's making people feel very nervous. They need to hear what are the major trends, and we think that's what's most important, is staying on the right side of the major trends so that the volatility doesn't scare you. And I think that's one of the most important things to know as an investor, is the right side of the trends, the major trends. For example, gold peaked last September after rising for over a decade consistently every year after year. So the downtrend that's been in, while people get nervous because it's been 8 months, it's really not that bad, and we can probably expect a few more months of that. So this is a moment to actually be taking advantage of the weakness that we'll probably see into the summertime. So those are the things that I've been telling and actually soothing people a lot, because people are very nervous, and with reason. With the gold shares, have been terrible this year after putting in a strong performance over the last few years. So, but yes, they have been bad. So those people really need to be soothed on that one.
I'm hearing a lot of optimism, and that's very soothing. Can you explain a little bit more about why we can be so optimistic coming into the rest of this year?
Well, I think having it an election year is causing some optimism, and there are pockets of areas that look good. So that is giving some optimism, and the stock market put in a great performance the first quarter of this year. Up, like for example, the Dow Jones Industrial is up 25% just in this first quarter. So that alone gives a lot of optimism, and the market is an optimistic vehicle. So when it's rising, that people are feeling good. So and that might continue going. We're at a moment that could be sell in May and go away. This is what we're looking at right now. But the trend is up. It has been since 2009. So it's to see if it will stay up, and that is a good barometer. Another good barometer for the world economy is the copper price. It's also known as Dr. Copper, because if it is declining, it's usually a sluggish world economy. If it's rising, it's robust, everything's growing and doing well. And in this global world today, everything is moving together. So those are the things we're looking at. We think there is some optimism. We think there is chance for things to look better, but we have this heavy problem over our head that's going to take time. So during that time, could be that you could be making good investments during that time until really you start feeling the crunch, and you're feeling it in certain parts. But that's where I think people are feeling optimistic. It's one of those moments.
And where can people find out more about what your thoughts about the market are?
Well, in my monthly newsletter, we produce a monthly newsletter, have for 30 years, and it would be at Aden Forecast.
That's adenforecast.com. Pamela, I would love to thank you for coming on to SNNLive and sharing your views with us today.
Oh, it's certainly my pleasure. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much.